Okay, this is stream of consciousness part two. I have no topic in mind. I just made a little clip talking about special interests, and now I would still like to continue my walk. And I found that it really helps when I record my thoughts, talking about something, just expressing myself. It kind of makes it easier to go on walks because otherwise my brain tends to just scan my environment and I'm on edge, like I'm alert and I'm always like waiting to be perceived. I think everyone who's autistic probably knows what I'm talking about when I say that, like that fear of being perceived. It's not even just fear, it's just like well, I guess it is fear. It's like just overstimulation. Like I just want to experience quiet, to not witness anything that requires my attention. Okay, anyway, I'm going on a tangent. Actually, this is the whole point of the video. There's no agenda here. I'm just talking. Okay, I have to remind myself sometimes. I think that's something I'm trying to learn in therapy is like not having to be prepared. Like not having to be prepared for life in such an intense and deliberate way. It's a hard thing to unlearn, especially when growing up late diagnosed. People tend to see that as um, like a positive trait. I think that's a common thing with autistic people is like people might see like a strength or like a way that we've found to cope through life, lacking the right tools. And when someone else sees that from the outside, it might seem like, oh wow, like you're really good at this. But you don't see the struggle underneath it and the reason why we ended up gaining that skill set. It's a survival tactic. It's not like it is a skill and it's a privilege to be able to develop like certain coping strategies that kind of help build that mask because it obviously like protected us at some points throughout our life. But when you want to shed that, it's a hard thing to like carve out safe spaces for yourself, or not even like finding the safe people that you feel that you don't have to force yourself to unmask around. It just comes more naturally because you just feel comfortable. That's not on you. It's like the same thing with like you know like gay people coming out. Like it's not on you to come out to the world. You don't owe that to anyone. You're inviting people in, and that's a privilege for them to get to know you and who you really are. You don't owe the world like your authentic self if it doesn't feel safe to you. I think that's the same for autistic people and learning to unmask is like if you don't feel comfortable unmasking around somebody, it's not your fault, So don't blame yourself. Life's already hard enough. So, oh, I feel out of breath. I've often found that I feel like slightly out of breath lately. I think it's like a post coffee feeling and lack of sleep. I know it's like my nervous system is a bit uh, fried. So when I drink coffee, and yes, I do use L-theanine. I mix it into my coffee. Um, I just need more sleep. It's been hard lately. I've been hyperfixating pretty hard and then kind of developed a new special interest, which is great. Um, but yeah, like, damn, it's exhausting sometimes. It's like, ah, um, what was I talking about before? Oh, about therapy. Yeah. So not feeling like I need to be prepared. Um, that was something I struggled a lot with when I like for the first however many like for the first decade that I was in therapy, because I didn't know I was neurodivergent. So I just sought out, you know, like neurotypical cognitive behavioral therapists. So that wasn't very, that's not what, that's not what we need, I think, because it can often be misinterpreted. Like that framework doesn't serve our needs. I think I often found that like my differences were framed. Oh my God, it's so windy. My differences were framed from like the perspective of like, oh, I'm experiencing anxiety. I'm having some kind of negative mental thought about myself and that's why I'm struggling. When it's like, no, I'm just overstimulated by something that's happening in my environment right now. I'm not experiencing like a past trauma in my mind. Like I am overstimulated right now. And if you don't have a neurodivergent therapist, like they just won't, they don't see that, especially if you're high masking. Maybe I don't need this umbrella right now. All right, I'm gonna start walking back. Maybe the wind will, I'll come at it from a different angle. Okay. Um, yes. So being deliberate, I think often people saw that as a strength in me, that I was really good at being deliberate, but it was just a coping strategy for um, being terrified of being masked. So I just like rehearsed and, you know, prepared for life in every moment. And it's utterly exhausting. I can't think of anything more exhausting than like the autistic experience of masking and being prepared, feeling like a need to prepare out of fear. Oh, it's exhausting. Yeah. So I like making these videos on my walks because it kind of gives a place for my mind to land while I'm out and about in the outside environment where previously my brain would have been like was trained to be alert and like ultra hyper aware of my environment out of fear, you know? So I think having these videos helps like gives my brain like something to kind of do. And it's also kind of a way of expressing my thoughts as opposed to just leaving them in my head. So I highly recommend it. If you have trouble like getting out of your house sometimes, and I think it also helps with like that transition too of like sometimes just something as simple as like trying to go out for a walk can feel really hard because it's like a transition in environment, in tasks. You have to change your clothes, you have to like maybe you want to get a water bottle or whatever. It's like a lot of steps and then you're out and then you have to deal with the environment that you're in when whether it's cold or hot or raining or buggy, you know. It's a lot of things to think about and if you struggle with transitions or trying to think of everything all at once, it can feel quite overwhelming. Even if you know that you like walking and that you like being out in nature, just the sheer task of it can be quite overwhelming to a point where it's like you just don't have the energy to do it. So I have found that like now when I go on a walk, I just automatically put my headphones on. I don't wait until I feel uncomfortable. I just put them on automatically because I know that it helps. It helps me get out of the house. It helps me on the walk. And I like recording my thoughts because it's really nice. So I recommend it to anybody that feels like this could be useful for them. I love that smell. That fall leaf smell. I love it. Okay. I think this is a good place to land. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.